I spend my morning driving the kids around, but once they're at school, I park my car and I let the RTA drive me around. That's right, Courtney covers Cleveland by taking the RTA. I start my ride by putting on my music and reviewing my schedule for the day. This is nostalgic because I grew up taking the Blue Line to Tower City with friends. It was, and still is, safe, convenient, and easy to ride. My first stop today is the Van Aiken district. I grab a coffee and answer a few emails before having my first meeting close by. I've downloaded the transit app so that I can plan my trips and access real-time information. This allows me to head back to the Blue Line to make it to my next destination on time. Within 10 minutes of travel and with time to spare, I arrived at Shaker Square. I really dislike driving, but more than that, I dislike looking for parking spots. So the RTA is a win-win for me. After my meeting, I walk a few doors down to take a business call and grab lunch with my mom. I love that the RTA is conveniently located to restaurants and bars, making meetups with friends and family so much easier. Next up, I head over to the local supermarket to grab groceries for dinner. Thanks to my $5 all-day pass, I checked off everything on my to-do list by riding the RTA. I can't wait to do this again for an upcoming Browns game. Click the link in my bio to download the app and find more places you can visit riding the RTA.
One. What's going on, everybody?
What's
we
up?
have a great episode for y'all today. Episode
Yes,
265. We have the phenomenal, the amazing Miss Courtney covers Cleveland with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Come on, now, let me hit the hype button one time.
Already starting off.
Yes, listen, okay. I heard you.
I heard
No, I'm excited. I gotta live up to the hype. I don't know. That was. I hope I can live up to the hype.
And listen, they don't know this. This has been a long time coming, but we got you here, and I
Listen,
thank
we
you.
said it was gonna happen.
We said it was gonna happen. We
I
did.
was trying. Listen.
No, and I appreciate you. And y'all know we got Miss Brittany.
Hey, y'all.
We got Nakia.
I'm here.
We got Steve in the background.
Steve.
And Miss Michelle Louise in the back. She don't kill me for saying that. But yes, thank you for coming on today. We cannot thank you enough for taking time out to be with us.
Yes.
And we just want to know your story, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Got a lot of stories. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we don't get
I
them
do a
all.
lot of things. Well, you know.
We're going to try to get them all today. So let me ask you this. If we had to say the part of Cleveland that you would call home, what part of Cleveland would that be?
Shaker.
Shout out to Shaker. It's something in the water in Shaker.
Yeah,
It is in the water in Shaker.
It's something in the water, because like in between the Word Church and Shaker Heights, I promise you half our episodes have been people who have been from either places.
Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, I spent most of my life in Shaker. I started there in kindergarten, and all the way through high school. So that's. But I did. My parents did live on 105 in DuPont.
Okay.
And then we moved to Shaker. So my older siblings will say they're from Cleveland. And when I did an article, literally, my mom was like, my sister come like, girl, you didn't grow up in Shaker. I said, no, you didn't grow up in Shaker. My experience and most of my life from kindergarten to 12 was all Shaker.
Okay.
But by the time she came to Shaker, she was in like 5th grade or 8th grade or something like that. So, I mean, you have different lives. So that was my experience. But I love Shaker. It is near and dear to my heart, everything about it. So that's what I would call home.
So let me ask you this, because like it's got to be something in the curriculum, because like I said, we have interviewed quite a bit of people and they are from Shaker, and it's like Asia, Colin, a couple other people, and I don't know what are they teach you guys about entrepreneurship?
No, we just produce greatness.
Come on,
you know
now.
what I mean?
Okay.
No, I will say this because I just celebrated my 20-year class reunion.
Okay.
I think that we were blessed and fortunate to be exposed to a lot of Shaker. I think from diversity and like our options in class. Like we went through a tour of the school and it was like, yo, we had this 20 years ago. Like kids don't have this today. You know what I mean? And I think the access, the teachers, the programming, the clubs, like the trips abroad, like you just learn a lot. You see a lot and you take it and run with it.
So shout out to Shaker.
Shout out to Shaker. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: high school. The
Best time of my life.
Let me ask you, the Courtney that we see now, was that the beginning stages of the Courtney we see now, or
Yeah.
you say?
Honestly, I think so. And when I talk to my teachers, I'm reminded of this. Like, I've always had leadership qualities, right? Like, middle school, I'm running for student council. I want to be president. I want to make sure I plan the events.
Yeah.
I have to have my hands in it. I went to Beaumont for 2 years. I came back to Shaker. Same thing. I'm in clubs. I'm involved. Senior year, I was class president. I was like, no, I'm playing a homecoming. We're going to decide what prom is going to look like. So I've always had those things in me, especially that planning part. But just, I'm going to create what I want to see. I want to be a part of the creation.
I'm going to create what I want to see. Title episode.
I want to do that.
Yes, I like
speak at graduation. Like, those were things I always saw myself doing it. So, like, to actually have that happen, even when I look back, it's like, I used to say, oh my God, when I'm a senior, I'm going to be class president. But you don't know. Back then we weren't doing vision boards. We were saying stuff, but then when it actually happened, like, no, I really did speak at my graduation. Like, my teacher helped me write a speech. And I think that's still true to today. Like, you plan something, you hope for something, you see it come to pass. And it's like, I've been doing that for a while, I guess. I mean, it definitely carried me to college. I was always busy in clubs and trying to do stuff. So, very true to who I am today.
Come on now.
Do you take the time out to just sit and say, hey, you're here. Hey, you're here again. Hey, you wanted it to happen. It's happening. Do you take the time out? 'Cause I know so many of us don't. We just keep it moving.
No, but I think at Futureland, I literally talked about this in the panel. It was like, this is my year of celebrating small wins. Because I think, especially in this mentality about like, it's like, oh my God, I did this. Okay, what's next? It's always like, what's next? It's not really like sitting and be like, yo, this is really happening.
Yeah.
So I think I am doing that a little bit more. I mean, I got a lot going on in my life. But like in one of my recent promotions at ESPN, I have been sitting in that a lot because I've worked at ESPN for a very long time. And I didn't apply for this. I didn't go after it. Let me not say it. I didn't go after it. It came to me.
Wonderful.
And it was like, wow, like I always wanted to do this and have this role, but I never even really saw it for myself. It was like I was kind of content where I was. I'm doing so much. But I've been sitting in this. And it's also a lot more work, so it's also like, oh my God, but you wanted this. You can do it. And I have to mentally tell myself, like, this is what you asked for.
That's amazing.
So I tried. My friends and my circle will celebrate me before I celebrate me. And I think that has really helped me for sure. Like, your circle is everything. Listen, if your circle is not challenging you or celebrating you, you're in the wrong circle for sure. But my girls were like, girl, do you know what you just did? Or like, I had a friend, she moved to Atlanta, one of my best friends. And if I would sign a new partnership, a new deal, new check, she was the first one at my house. I mean, like, pulling up with a bottle of champagne. I mean, like, celebrating. Like, that's like, yo, it's okay. She was like, no, this is huge. So, shout out to my circle for sure.
So we got to backtrack because they heard ESPN. They're like ESPN, you know what I'm saying? So okay,
Take it back.
Yeah. So I think shout out to you because I got a chance to sit with you at Futureland and learn a little bit about your story. But I want our audience to understand that what they see now came from you, corporate America.
Yeah.
So okay, let's talk about the transition from going from a 9 to 5 to creating your own brand.
Okay. So when I was in college, I started working for ESPN. So that was 2007, like my junior year of college. My professor sent out an email, and it was like a production company was coming to town. I went to school in Pittsburgh, so the students were really, really good. And I ended up being the only one in the whole class to respond. Okay? Only person in the class. And it ended up being Monday Night Football. So I go to this job, they need some help, and they were just like, oh my God, we're blown away by you. Like, we need you. You got to come back. So this is my junior year in college. So it was like, okay. Pittsburgh had a lot of Monday Night Football games. I kept coming back. They kept using me. Then I eventually met some NBA producers. Like, oh my God, we need to bring you to the NBA. Like, we need you to do other sports. I was like, okay, cool. So by the time I graduated, LeBron was in Cleveland. So it was easy for me to make the transition from Pittsburgh back home. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do, but I had enough work here through ESPN that I wasn't really looking for a full-time job. And then LeBron left. And it was like, okay, what are you going to do? What's next? By then, I had my son, so I knew, even though I had traveled when LeBron left, my home cities became like Chicago and Atlanta. So I traveled a lot, but my son was like, I can't live like this. I can't live a life on the road. Even though I've seen tons of women in TV do it, I just knew I didn't want that for myself.
Yeah.
And so I started being like, oh my God, I need to find something to do. And at that point, Al Radner had started an initiative that was Global Cleveland.
And they were working with boomerangers and trying to get the top talent back to Cleveland and stay in Cleveland. And yeah, I ended up at Global Cleveland. I did marketing. I became the communications director, and I was there for like 6 years. Still did ESPN on the side. And while I was there, I started doing a lot of international projects, like Immigrant Heritage Month. I was covering international businesses for our newsletter. And I started like, oh my God, who's doing this for us? Like, who's doing this for Greater Cleveland, not international focused or black businesses? And I was like, yo, I'm doing a disservice to myself. Like, I got to start doing this. And at the same time, as we were highlighting people, great talents in Cleveland, people coming back, I was like, but people keep talking about moving to big cities. Like, it makes no sense. When you want to settle down, have a home, have a family, in terms of cost, you want to be in Cleveland. So you could go to these big cities, but always come back. So, yeah, I started, like, going to businesses and hidden gems and showcasing them on Instagram. And people started calling me Courtney Cleveland or Cleveland Courtney. And I was like, okay, this is a thing. Maybe this is a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And literally somebody was, like, on a comment, like, you should have a blog. And I was like, should I have a blog? I don't know. What is a blog, right? And then I ended up starting a blog, getting a website, and doing that and trying to streamline everything. And by this was 2017. And I never gave it my all. It was like a hobby. It was like a passion, something I would just do for fun. In 2019, I came in, the company was restructuring, and I remember just walking to the car like, oh my God, yes. Like, I lost my job. It's over. Like, but I was so happy. I was so full of energy. I was like, no, this is faith.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go full throttle and just see what it could be. And now God was like, no, I've been telling you to move anyway. You didn't move. Now I'm going to force you to move.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't scared. When you know your purpose is bigger than where you are, I was not scared. Like, I was not scared. Like, I just remember on the phone with my husband, like, yo, it's going to be fine. Like, this is going to be fine. Like, I am so excited. In worst case scenario, I got a severance package, and I will just go back to work for somebody else. And literally, like, that next week, just boom. That next week.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I want to give you your flowers because you are a pioneer, madam. The Poet Spirits wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you doing what you did.
Oh, thank you. That's a lot of pressure.
No, absolutely. Because you would have. I don't know anybody else who's doing that.
Yeah,
who was showcasing Cleveland and showcasing black business owners before you. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't either. I don't really know, but I will say this, like, it's enough room for everybody, right? So I learned in this journey as Courtney covers Cleveland. Yes, I'm doing other things. I have 4 kids. I have Major League Soccer now, ESPN. Like, I'm a mom. Like, I don't have a lot of capacity. Like, it was never my vision to shoot drones and go in restaurants and do that every single day. Like, so now people are doing it, and they're doing it 20 times better. And that's fine. And that used to be a thing where it's like, oh my God, it's just discouraging. Like, everybody's covering Cleveland, but in their own way. And it was like, yo, no, they can still do them because nobody do it like me.
Come on now.
And it's not the same. And I'm not trying to do that. I don't only want to cover restaurants. I don't want to only go to the new places. And it was just like, I really had to, because social media is a blessing and a curse. And people who work on social media would be lying if they don't say, you do start comparing yourself to other people. It's a natural thing. People got hundreds and thousands of followers or whatever the case would be. You know, I don't rest a lot on followers. I told you that because I do really well where I am.
We talk about that, by the way.
Yeah, I make a lot of money where I am. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I know that mentally you can get discouraged. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But yeah, I'm very confident in my lane of who I am.
Okay. Now, how do you overcome being discouraged for those that may
I stop scrolling.
Okay.
I mean, yes, a lot of people doing a lot of things. There's a lot of people who like literally only do social media. I don't only do social media. So I've had to learn to give myself a lot of grace. I mean, I travel every single week for Major League Soccer. Every single week. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to go to new restaurants every week. Like, I come home, I spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I live in the airport a lot, you know? So I just had to be realistic with who I am. I journal a lot. And be like, this is your journey, right? Everybody else is not doing 3 other jobs. Everybody else is not a mom full time. Everybody else is not trying to help with the sports program or, you know, help with the kids' extracurricular. Like, it's a place, and this is just what yours look like. And it's still working for you. So, yeah, it's a lot of times it is a mental battle with yourself and what you can talk yourself through and out of. And yeah, I'm totally in a different mindset, but you know, it come or go. But I think that power of the scroll to get off and know when you need to take a break
Discipline to be able to get off of it.
is big. Yeah.
It is, because it's out there for you to look at everything and everybody.
Yeah.
And it also takes you away from doing what you need to do because you're worried about
what somebody else
is doing. Yeah.
That is real.
Yeah. I stopped scrolling too.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, I live on social media. Like, if I did not have income from there, I think it would be totally different. But when it operates itself, honestly. Like, I don't really have to do much.
That's good.
But it is work. It is work. I just have to look at it as work.
So how did it come to a point where did you have a team, or did you start reaching out for sponsorships, or did people start coming to you?
So yeah, that's so funny, and people tell me this all the time because I do not pitch brands. I don't pitch brands. Everybody who I've worked with are always companies that have reached out to me.
That's
and people
wonderful.
just tell me you're losing out on so much money because if you pitch, you will make so much money because you work reaching out to brands. And I've never had the time, I feel like. Now, I will say this. I will, like, if I'm going to a resort or I'm going somewhere and I want a partnership, I will try to put some fillers out there. I have had people accept them. And that's really for me, but that's not really the money part of it because when you get there, you kind of want to enjoy it. And if you work in the whole vacation, you really don't enjoy it. Like, and people, when I travel for work and people are like, you always have to, I'm like, yeah, but I'm always at work. So it's not the same. It's not the same kind of leisure. But yeah, so, yes, people just started inviting me places. Like, hey, I'm changing my menu. Can you come here? Or, hey, this event is coming to town. Will you bring your kids? And then I was like, oh my God, you want to give me tickets to go somewhere I would pay to go to? And then it was like, oh my God, are you going to pay me to do it and make one post? It was like crazy. I couldn't believe it. And then it was just happening all the time. And so no, I only work with brands that reach out to me. Places that now I will also, like, if my kids want to do something and I haven't heard from a company or a place, I'll reach out to them like, hey, you're coming to Cleveland, we'd love to collaborate. And that thing is not always about money. That sometimes it's just for the experience for my kids. You're gonna give me front seat, what? Like, when I can, because I guess I'm not a millionaire. I wish I was a millionaire, right? But I do know that everything is not about money at this point in my life. I've turned down a partnership that don't make sense if it's not aligned with who I am. I've had like some crazy events. Like, there's no way I would touch this. There's absolutely no way I would touch this. One was a cat company that was coming doing a show. I'm terrified of cats. I want to do cats. Like some female toys, like a lot of stuff that you just, it's like you get to a point where you're like, no, but I'm blessed to be able to say no, right?
Right, come on.
And
now.
everybody doesn't. Get to do that. So I will do this. I did when I was first like trying to really work out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna see how this pitching thing goes. So I literally went on Instagram and I hashtag like best treadmills, okay? And I took like the first 3 companies and I took their like contact, right? And I put them in one email, blind copy, like, hey, I'm looking to partner with a new treadmill company. I really want to work out and capture. Literally the next day I got an email like, yo, we would love to work with you. I had a new treadmill that next week, right? Free of charge, one post. And that was it. And I was like, yo, this is kind of easy, but I still can't do this. But so like, if there's something I really, really, really want to do, like I've had 2 dreams come to pass from like just sending a DM, I would consider. But it's not something I actively pursue.
You better than me. I'll be out there with them cats like, hey, y'all.
No, but this is the thing. It takes so much time. I'm terrified of cats. So that's really like, I'm not trying to scare myself into doing something. And that's also not authentic because people know I hate cats. Like, I'm terrified. And that's like really being who I am. Like, this is me. Like, Courtney Covers Cleveland is me. Like, nobody else can be me. That's why it has been hard to like, people are like, no, just hire somebody to write your blogs. Hire somebody to do it. It's like, I mean, you could. But it really wouldn't be me. It's not my same voice. It's not my same experience. But could I like maybe give them some clip notes and let them ghostwrite or take the pictures and upload it? Like, yes. I definitely am not. I have not built the team that I need to build to do this like I want to do it.
I think we got that experience from ChatGTP recently. you know, ChatGTP will come up with whatever, everything, but it's just not authentically you.
Yeah.
And when you try to read it or it's you can tell it's just not you. Sometimes you gotta go ahead and
Yeah, no, my friend was like, I was doing voiceovers the other night, and I was like, no, it's taking me some time because I like to have my iPad set up so I'm voice noting it so I can read it, but then also had a video so I make sure it's lined before I get to the last, before I read it. She's like, girl, just let AI take your voice and do it for you. And I was like, no, because it's still not the same. I want to be able to pause when I want to pause or like say what I want to say, and it's more authentic just come from me than coming through that. But I get it because it is the way of the world. And I do feel like I probably could have more processes if I was actively using.
And have more time for things
Yeah.
that you want to do. That's really what it's about. Making, giving you the ability to have more time.
Yeah.
But authenticity.
I will
like
get
I said,
there. I
people
will get
see
there
through the
at some point.
BS. People see
Yeah.
through the BS, especially because they've been watching you.
Yeah. No, I mean I like what I do, so it's not a burden for me to sit down and do my work. It's just like having the time to actually sit down and do things I need to do. But like we just said, like where there's a will, there's a way. So there's like a lot of times like, yo, no, I'm probably not gonna sleep tonight. I need to do this. I need to do that, and I just gotta get it done.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. With that being said, a lot of people don't understand the life of an influencer. They just think it's, you like you said, you get up and post and that's it or whatnot. Like, let's talk about the word that goes into it, right?
Yeah, let's drink to that first. Yeah.
Let's
Cheers.
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 My baby cup, y'all. They say.
No, listen, it is. I mean, it's literally
Baby.
work. It's
Baby.
literally work. Like, went to Cabo, got to take my best friend, but I got to take pictures. You know what I mean? And yes, you can drink and have a good time, but like essentially, it's still always work.
Yeah.
Like going to events. And my kids, I see it best in my kids because they don't know it's a partnership, right? No, we're done taking pictures. I don't want to take pictures. I'm like, yo, but you're here because you have to take pictures. And so going to events with them is a challenge because they do want to have fun. And I want to have those moments where we can just be fun. And if you notice more, I'm trying to do more candid pictures and videos of them like not staged or not like forced because it is amazing. But it is work, and it's work. And it's like, oh my God, nope, I didn't get the right background. We got to go back. I didn't get bingo in the back. Like, whatever the case may be, it's work. Influencing is work. Editing videos is work. And when you don't have a team, like I have a go-to videographer, photographer. I try to hire Black women for everything that I do. But yeah, sometimes I have to edit. Sometimes like I have to do work. Like I have to cut it, go with CapCut or make the caption, and it take time. That stuff, I don't know how people do it if they don't have a team. Because, I mean...
Better than me, because it'd be candid pictures all that like, we didn't get none of the logo. Boy, you got what you got.
I mean, but it's like,
It's a job.
It's a job. And they pay me a lot of money to do a lot of little things. So it's like, I can't not do. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm getting deliverables in advance. I'm negotiating my own contract. Like, I'm giving them my rates. Like, you gotta perform.
You have to.
Yeah, you gotta perform, or I ain't gonna have no more partnerships, right?
Okay.
And thank you, by the way, because you've definitely called on me a few times to work with.
I sure have. Let me
Cheers.
tell you,
Appreciate you.
all
Appreciate
events, I'm gonna try Black on everything. I mean, I used to do all of my ladies' nights, which I'm gonna bring one back in the fall because everybody is driving me crazy about it. But like, so Black women can showcase their businesses, and I think that's one of the best things. I had at least 25 or under, depending on the space, be able to showcase their business to women because we don't always have a platform and we don't always have that right audience in our presence. And I think that when I created Courtney Covers Cleveland and Ladies Night, that was it. Like, we have to support each other. That's what this is. Like, what does that look like?
Really good
What do you need? How do we help each other? So, yeah, the catering, the wine, everything.
Yeah.
Black owned.
No,
Yeah.
come on now. Listen, I love it.
Yeah.
So with that, let me ask
I'm
you
very intentional. That is something I'm very intentional about, is supporting local. I'm sharing local events, local businesses. Like, you won't get me to say no to that. Unless you have a really large budget and you're not trying to really work with me, but that's another question. That's another thing.
So let me ask you this. Looking back now, what are some things you would give advice to someone who's negotiating a partnership with a corporation or entity? What advice would you
What
give them?
advice do I give? You know what I learned early? Everybody was doing courses, right? Like, people got to a certain amount of followers and they were like doing courses, and I would always look like, well, maybe I need to take a course to continue to do this. And I had to tell myself, like, well, you haven't taken a course to get this far, but maybe like there's always something to learn. There's always something to learn. So never feel like you're in a place that you can't learn from somebody, because there's always more people doing more than you and better than you. However, you just have to be mindful. I think social media is scary in the fact that everybody has become an expert at something without giving anything like proven. You know what I mean?
No
Like,
evidence.
and it's crazy.
No
So
evidence.
I bought a few courses just to see like what can I learn, what can I do, and I realized in all these courses they were like teaching me to like charge like $200. Like, yeah, you got to start here, and if your followers is this and it's a percentage of this, and I was like, oh my God, why are they telling people this? If I follow this, I would not be where I am. Right?
Wow, come on now.
And this
I
is
had to hit you with a Brandon on that.
listen, no, because this is the thing, when you don't know and you just jump in and you just start following the wrong people,
Right.
you will do the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I kind of
Exactly. You don't know
appreciate
any
that. I was
better.
like, nah, I know how much it takes to make this video. I know how much it takes to take this picture, hire a photographer. And at that point, like, I was always getting everything I requested. All of my rates, I had only been like maybe 2 companies, and I hate to say this because there was 2 black-owned businesses that had told me no on my rate. Other than that, I had never received a no, which made me feel like, one, either my rates are too low, or 2, was like, no, this is where you should be. And you can speak for yourself and what you can do. That's to say, it's not about followers. You can speak to yourself and what you can do, and people will pay you what you're worth. Y'all listen, somebody is gonna pay it. Somebody is gonna pay it. I've never.
No, that was a
get paid.
jewel right
Yeah,
there,
it was,
though,
for
because
sure.
sometimes that is the problem. Like, sometimes you lowball yourself out of your business.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? If you keep lowballing, then how are you making money, and how are you progressing, and how are you building, and how are you prospering? You can't. You gotta. That was game right
And
there.
I'm like,
That was a jewel.
when you do cut your rate, you end up doing more work for that person, and it never makes sense. It never. I've never seen it add out. And yeah, you might lose some clients, but it's all part of the learning process, right? Like, I would not. That company not burning themselves out for you.
Right.
That's
true.
It's just, yeah. But this stuff, it doesn't happen like that. I remember when I first was like, oh my God, you gonna pay me? Yeah, I'll take that. Like, but you just take everything because you just want to build your portfolio. You want to get the experience.
Yeah.
But then you get to where like, yeah, no, it's not happening. Like, this is firm. Now, I cannot, what I will do, depending on the brand, if it's a large company or small, like, I might shoot high. Like, okay, this doesn't work. Let's negotiate. But then the deliverables have to also come down. So where do you want to be so that we can make this work for both of us?
Okay.
And I have done that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that for sure. And like smaller businesses, I might give them a little deal, but I have a baseline, and I don't go below that baseline for nobody.
Okay. So you're saying have a price that
My
that-
price is my price.
Like, I would not do this work and be upset about it, right? Like, I'm not like, oh, I should have never did that. They ain't paid me enough.
Oh wow, wow, that's good.
And it also depends on the cause, right? Like, the cause is key. Like, right, like the partnership I just promoted, the video I just made for the designer dress days. It's for a great cause.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I saw
they
that.
helping women, children in Cleveland. Like, some stuff I'm like, I would just do that just because this is just a good.
You
Like,
believe
we
in
need
it.
to spread
That's
more
dope.
of this, of just helping people out. So, yeah, the cause is also near and dear to my heart, depending on what it is.
That's good.
So someone close to me told me they saw your oldest son. I think he's your oldest. Football, Paulie.
Paulie. No,
Yeah.
my oldest son is in college, but Paulie
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Paulie's the second.
Yes.
Okay. And he was like, he can really play.
Yeah,
He's
he can play
good.
football,
He
yeah.
can really play. And
Yeah.
I was like, wouldn't that be something if you're commentating or talking? Or,
No, y'all know.
for
Listen,
your
people
baby.
always say I
For
work
your
behind the
baby.
scenes. The only time I'm in front of the screen is for Courtney Covers Cleveland.
Okay.
When I'm working in Major League Soccer and I'm working ESPN, I'm behind the scenes. I work operations. I work in production. I do not work. I am not on camera.
Do
And you will never see me on camera. No.
Do you think that you would be okay being on camera, or do you feel better being behind? Because you've experienced both with Courtney.
It's not my
Covers
thing.
Cleveland.
I think
Yeah.
that the people who do it in sports are very educated in sports. Like, I watch
That was my
Lisa
next
or
question.
Doris like do the work that they do behind the scenes to do
Yeah.
like. And it's not that I don't have. That's not my pet. I love sports, but I'm not like that. To actually be on camera, know what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
really do it every week.
And I feel
It's a
like
lot.
now they're putting the females up front, and I feel like the females are talking more, and they're going over those statistics, and they know.
When you're good at your job, it don't matter if you're a guy or a woman. You just got to be good. You just got to be good at what you do. Do I think it's harder? I do think it can be harder, depending on what that looks like. But yeah, I mean, I think this is just the day of if you're good at what you do, people are gonna see you.
That's good. I'm like, the ball, you kick the ball real good over there.
Well, I think, I
was gonna say, do you study sports a lot? Or did you like them before you got into
I love
ESPN?
sports. I love sports.
Okay.
I love sports. All my kids play sports. Everybody in my family has played sports. I always watch sports. Like Sunday at home, big sports day. Like, no, love sports. But I didn't know soccer before I got to soccer. No. A friend from ESPN left. They was like, oh my God, we need people at Apple TV. Would you be interested? I was like, oh my God, would I be interested? Maybe, yeah. And then I got that job. And then I started doing Major League Soccer. And yeah, I mean, I'm still learning soccer. But I love it. It's nice. It's different. The NBA is so fast paced, but the productions that I've worked on are so much bigger. Like the finals, in-season tournament, NBA, something like it's so much bigger than Major League Soccer. It's not there yet, and it's a different network, and every network is different, but it's just a different kind of beast. But it's a slower game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I do like soccer. It's just different.
So,
Go ahead. No. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Who going?
Yeah. Hopscotch, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to you, what do you feel like is the biggest misconception people have about you in particular? Not the brand, but you, the person. Because like we see the, you know, everyone knows social media is a highlight reel and whatnot, but like you as a person, the actual person is a whole different thing.
Misconception about me. Good question. Let me think.
I try.
Misconception about me, who I am. Oh, that I like sharing everything. I think we kind of talked about that. And
Yeah,
I think
we did.
Oftentimes, even with your social media, people feel like they are entitled to access to every part of your life.
Yeah.
And that maybe things I shared in the past I no longer share, or whatever the case that may be. But what I do love about it, that it's me, and I get to choose what I want to share. Like, y'all don't tell me what I can share. Like, I'm gonna share what I want to share, right?
Right.
And I do engage in a lot of open conversations. I do respond to a lot of personal messages. You know what I mean? And that's who I am. Like, you can talk to me. I'm a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in terms of the overshare, what I share, I think that I'm not there. That's not me.
I think all of us should take a lesson from that though, because I know some people who just love sharing everything about them, from what they eat for breakfast to, you know.
No, I might share what I have for breakfast, but I was saying, you know, deep, like in terms of my mother, you know, like there's boundaries.
Absolutely, come on, now. Boundaries with social media.
Yeah,
sounds good.
I don't know if they answered your question.
No, it absolutely did.
I think so. Now, being a mom and, you know, being, you know, the working mom at that, how do you kind of find the balance with that, with ESPN, with Courtney Covers Cleveland, with your kids? Like, how do you kind of balance it all?
Okay, let me do it. I am an amazing mom, and it's crazy because I say that because I say it with confidence, because I know I go above and beyond for my kids, and I am in my head like, what are they gonna say in 20 years from now? Like, what did I miss? What did I get wrong?
Wow.
Well, I feel like I'm killing it, right? But no, my kids are my number one priority. Like, nothing and nothing. No, like going to my son's game, being there to go on his college visit, like. My kids are my priority. I don't think a balance exists. I very openly share that all the time. I think that you pick and choose. And what part of the day I'm good at what. In the morning, I'm a great mom. I'm getting ready for school. I'm cooking breakfast. Then I transition. They at school, I transition to entrepreneur. And at night, I'm back to great mom. At lunchtime, if they forget something, I'm great mom. But I think it's unrealistic to think we can juggle all of these hats at one time. It's unrealistic. Yep. And some days you might be a great mom. Some days you might be a great entrepreneur. Like Futureland Day, I'm busy all day. But then at night, no matter how tired I'm driving to Akron to go to a football game, right? And I just really, 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 really love my time with my kids. I love my kids. Like, I have a necklace. I got all 4 of my kids on my necklace. Now I wear a little number 4. Like, that's my son's number, but among the kids that I have. And it's just something sacred about that relationship that I just don't take for granted. Yeah. And I think that working in sports, my kids love sports. Yeah. So it's also that I'm a really cool mom when they get to come to games, and they get to meet players. And my son just lets me know that all the time. Like, yo, you are the best mom. Like, this was the best event. This was the best summer. And I don't want it to always be that because I'm doing or I'm giving. Sure. Yeah. But it's just, part of it is I work hard at what I do for you to enjoy this, for you to be able to do that. And, see, I don't think there's a balance. I don't think that you can ever fully be all of these things at one time. And like I said, I travel a lot. So I'm on the road once a week. And I just maximize my time when I'm here. So like the other week, I flew back. I took my daughter to Bluey at Playhouse Square. That was me and her day. I think I stayed in town that week, and then like I took my son to his first Indians game, and it was just me and him. Then I spent time with Paulie. Like, so I am very intentional about my free time and how I spend it, and I'm so okay telling people no, not coming, not going, not doing that. Sorry, it's your birthday. XYZ, like, because I can't prioritize everybody. Yeah. And I don't even try no more. Yeah. And I really don't really like being outside. I like being inside. I like...
Tell me about it. So a couple things I wanted to touch on from that. When you said you're behind the scenes, you don't see me on the show as much as used to because I am okay being behind the scenes. I'm okay with that. Second, I've caught you with your kids a couple times, candidly, and you are a great. You can see the whole relationship. Your son and your daughter, your youngest too, and I was at the grocery store, and I was candidly.
Yes, so they was probably acting up. Cody was probably. I was probably losing my mind. Like, okay, no, but you weren't. That's what I was just gonna say.
No, but you handled it very well. Very well, and I was like, look, I spoke to you once. Another time, I could hear your voice.
Okay,
I could hear you talking to them, and they're like, mommy. But we
love, I mean, I have a good relationship with all of my kids though. Like, I love them, and even with Paulie being a teenager, it's like, well, no, what are you doing? Where are you about to go? Like, you're not driving. Like I told you, I put the seat all the way back. Take your hood off. Like, parenting is still really, really, really hard. Like, this is like, yo, am I getting this right? Like, Bryce, I shared this on social media. Like, Bryce is gifted. He's got a high IQ of like 131. Like, my kid is like brainiac. It's like, oh my God, am I doing enough? Am I nurturing this part of him? Like, am I placing the emphasis on flag football? Like, all of it. Like, it is every day. Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing enough? Okay, I think I'm doing good today. Like, but I don't think you ever, like I said, I'm very confident who I am. I'm very confident as a mom. I will apologize to my kids in a heartbeat. I ask them how they feeling. We talk every day, like, how was your day? We sit at the table, have dinner. We have the dinner conversations. Like, I am very engaged with my kids. But yeah, I said, like, okay, I'm getting something wrong somewhere. Yeah. And I'll find out about it in a few years when they in therapy and talking about something traumatic. Like, oh my God, I didn't even know that. But yeah, I mean, that's just the reality of it, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's the reality to not know something they're going through and they haven't shared until later. Yeah.
But shoot, I will say this, just to piggyback on that. I've learned to give us grace as parents. Because, like you said, we're going after it, right? And just because I had to give my parents grace. Like, they tried the best they could what they had, and we got to give ourselves the same grace at times, too. So let me ask you this.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. That grace thing, baby, listen.
Yeah, come on now. Let me hit that one time.
I mean, no, that's real, because it's like, it is, but it's like, but are you really doing that, right? Like, I can sit at home, like, and I post about it's like, a day of rest is so hard for me. Like, sitting and doing nothing. Yeah. Like, doing nothing. Like, how often do you really do nothing? No. Especially, like, when I'm in town, it's like, oh, my God, no, I got to do. And here go my mom. Oh, wow, we got to go to Aunt Dad. And I want to be like, yo, I cannot go over there today. And I actually kind of had, but I did have to because family is important. And my elders are getting older. And I am traveling a lot. So I miss a lot of family functions. So I really had to push through. But it was supposed to be my day of rest. And I was like, all right, what are you going to pick today? And I went. And I'm glad I did. My aunt turned like 75 or something. And, but giving myself grace, like, it is okay to miss some stuff. It's okay to sit at home. It's okay to be like, I just don't have the energy. And I'm saying this, and somebody was like, "Girl, she don't be sitting at home. She don't be resting."
I was
like,
just
when
about to say, you
but
gotta
let me
do
tell you,
it, though.
But when
You
I
have
travel, and people are like, "Oh my God, you about to do?" Like, no, I'm in my hotel room. I got a glass of wine, and I'm watching TV, and I'm resting. Like,
as long as you get it in,
I'm trying.
some way.
I'm trying to be more intentional about that because stress will take you out.
For sure.
And I've had enough heart scares to be like, all right, I'm overdoing it in some capacity, and I really gotta scale back and listen to my body.
I had to force myself because I started feeling like you have to. You just gotta be still for a second. Just gather yourself. Give yourself time to gather yourself.
Now, I was at game 1 of the NBA Finals this year, and I was in the emergency room in Boston. I was like, it's game day. I gotta get back, and I was like, everyone's like, no, like your heart, like you gotta be at the hospital for right now. And it's just like, yo, you really, we will push and push and push, right, till we achieve something. And it's like, you want to be here or you don't want to be here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had to be like, all right, let me listen to my body.
For sure.
I think it's almost like the woman in us too, because we're so used to wearing the many hats and doing all the things, so we stay busy. Our minds stay busy even when we are trying to relax. You know?
Did you see that? And I just posted this yesterday, but it was a video of a guy, and it's like, mom just, doctor just told mom to rest. And the mom is outside washing the windows and like doing like she like goes nonstop. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly and why are we like this?
We're wired like this. I don't know why.
Cause you need somebody to tell you to like sit down. You gotta have a good supportive partner to be like, yo, you gotta sit down.
Yeah, I agree.
Relax, rest.
Yeah, I got this. Yeah, partnership is important.
So let me ask you this then. With that being said, what keeps you motivated? Because in the moments that that you felt like, not saying you want to quit, but just when you don't feel motivated, what keeps you motivated?
I got so far to go. I just feel like I said, I'm like, oh my God, like I can't believe you haven't done X, Y, Z yet. Like you got to do this. You haven't done that. Like there's so much that I want to do that I haven't done that I'm not. My goals, I'm just not there.
I got you.
There's so much I want to do that I feel like I haven't scratched the surface. I don't even feel like what I'm doing now is not, like I said, I'm just not doing it right. I'm not doing it like, it's not perfectly, but consistently or to the best of my abilities. I'm like kind of like skating and it's just working, right? But I also, like I said, I have 3 other jobs and I'm doing very well on my other 2 jobs, right? So Courtney Covers Cleveland just is not as high on the priority list as it used to be. My social media just, it's not the same for me like it used to be, right? And it keeps changing, and my love for it is different. But like I said, it's a business that kind of runs itself. So
yeah,
I'm still in that space.
I got you. My bad. No, I was saying like when she said that, I was thinking about, remember that when Kobe Bryant, they was at the finals and he asked him, how you feel accomplished? He was like, we ain't done yet.
No. 4th quarter. I mean, I hope it's not my 4th quarter, but you know what I mean? Like, no, I mean, you on the journey, so you don't know what the end is going to be like, but I know that there's so much more I want to do. I know that this is not it.
This ain't it.
No.
Well, what is your end goal then? What is it that you see yourself doing that you're happy with, that you feel like you can relax and do with no, where you don't feel like it's work?
Nothing.
What is your just chilling with your family?
I mean, like I would build to a place that I could live comfortably without working every day. I don't work every day now. Like I love my life that I can travel once a week and be home Monday through Friday and fly out Friday, work Saturday, come back Sunday. That's on the West Coast. If I'm on the East Coast, I'm going to try to push and do a same-day travel. With games, it's hard, right? Because if you get delayed or something happens, then you mess up the whole game. So more times than not, flying out Friday, game Saturday, home Sunday. NBA is starting, so games Wednesday. For a short period of time, there's a lot of games on Wednesday. But my summertime is just crazy packed with the finals, Summer League, MLS playoffs. So I'm barely ever at home. So it's hard to be like just not doing anything because I really like what I do. You know what I mean? But I think that, I don't know, because I make my own schedule. I work when I want to work. You know what I mean? Like it's hard, but I'm not where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the end goal is. I want to enjoy life. I want to enjoy the work that I do. And, I like to give back. I want people to benefit from whatever it is that I'm doing in some capacity always. I don't know.
Okay. What's been some of your memorables, whether it's with the ESPN and Courtney Covers Cleveland? What's been some memorable moments for yourself that's like, yeah, that one was dope?
Okay.
She had to think about that.
It's just like, what do I feel comfortable sharing, right?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No, my first 5-figure deal was huge for me.
Okay.
Okay.
That was huge.
Right.
That was huge. No, let me tell you, because people think that ain't work. That's not nothing. Like, this is work. Like, people will pay you and pay you insane amount of money to do very little stuff. Impactful stuff, but little. I mean, like you said, like I'm taking a picture and posting it once a month for this amount of money 6 times. Like, it's crazy. So that was real. Like, this could be something. That was probably one of the moments for me for sure. And I don't really talk about money, but that was definitely, this is a real business. Yeah. Honestly, the Disney on Ice, going to Cabo, like trips. Because I love to travel, but I love to experience things with my kids. Sure. So I don't know that there's just one thing. But, like, being able to do things I would pay for free and, like, experiencing with my kids is, like, huge to me. I don't have to be invited to all the events and do stuff like that. I don't have to be, like, so-and-so there. I'm not there. Like, I'd much rather do things on my own. You know what I mean? I'm very fulfilled in just like that. Like, I found this place. I'm here. I'm taking a picture. I'm enjoying it. I'm living in this moment. So all of that. I mean, I think Cleveland is great, but I love traveling. You know what I mean? I get to do that. So whether it's Courtney Covers Boston, Courtney Covers LA, like just exploring new things. Like, I love to be.
The list is endless.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask this: how do you handle notoriety? Like, Cleveland's very small. And I'm pretty sure you've been probably out and about with your kids, like, hey, Courtney cover Cleveland. Like,
oh, yeah, all the time. Yeah. My sister's like, are you famous? I'm like, no, I am not famous.
How do you handle that?
I love people. Talk to me. Like, I'm not rude.
Yeah.
I've had people in the dressing room at Target like, hey, girl, just saw your post. Like, oh, my God, thank you. Like, do that. Like, I love that. Like, I probably see more people in Target than I do anywhere else. But no, I love that. Yeah, we live in Target. Okay. But I also, it might be I'm more recognized because I'm just in Target all the time. Like, Courtney Covers Cleveland, but no, like, Hyenas or at an event and somebody will come up to me just like, it's overwhelming, but it is nice to be like, oh my God, you follow me, you enjoy what I put out there. It's not like I'm throwing paint on you, like I hate you. It's like it's always good things. So it's like, yo, I really like this post, or I want to know more about this. So I enjoy it. It's not really a thing. Yeah. I'm nice to everybody. I would never be rude. I enjoy it. Yeah.
That's good.
You gotta appreciate your people, right? Like the people who follow you, the people who like engage in your community. That's like I'm not who I am without them.
Yeah.
My events are not what they are. People don't come. You know what I mean? Like, And I remember being at an event. God, this was so crazy. I remember being at an event and I heard somebody talking about me. Maybe not knowing that I was right there, right? And it wasn't good things, right? But it was more so that she waved at me and I didn't wave. It was something like that, right? And I remember going back to my girls like, yo, I don't even know her. Or I never saw her. Or she didn't say anything to me. But I just remember her saying these things. I remember how much it hurt my feelings. Because it was like, oh my God, I'm so nice. And it wasn't a proper setting to turn around and be like, hey, that's me. You know what I mean? Or, but it made me be like, and I was like, yo, if y'all see me, like, speak to me. Like, I think people come to your events and they're like, oh my God, please remind me. Like, it's tons of people at events. And that's not like oh my God, I'm this person. But it's like, yo, I cannot remember everybody who's ever said hello to me or that sent me a DM. Like, you really want me to remember your do you want to see what my DMs look like right now? Like, it's insane. Yeah. But people give me some grace, right? Like, right. And if you want to speak to me, just like, hey, what's up? Or, I don't know. But, like, I never... And you know when you at an event, like you'd be so laser focused or something. Like if somebody waved at you in the crowd, like you might not even see them. Yeah. So my feelings were so hurt, and my friends was just like, "Girl, get over it." And I was like, "No, because I'm not mean, and I'm so nice because it only take one person to start saying bad. And that stuff is snowball. Like, you know what I mean? But I do think, like, you build yourself up to be who you are, that people just know, who, you know what I mean? But there's there's always some people that's going to talk.
Oh, no.
Always.
I already know. Yeah.
I've heard a lot. About me that I would not agree with. But you just got to keep moving, right? Like,
how do you handle that? Because, like...
Depends on who it is and what they say. But, I mean, you always, like, honestly, I don't take for granted the position I'm in and the blessings that I have. And I know with that comes its own, you know, people just are who they are. Yeah. And misery loves company, and I'm not there, right? And the blessed don't be for the miserable, right? Like, you just got to rise above it. And I don't give people too much of my energy.
It's been places so I count my son crazy. I'm like,
let me remember who I am. God, who am I? I'm a child of God, right? I'm a child of God.
Delete it.
Yeah. And also, I'll be like, at this stage of my life, I have too much to lose. Like, you look at people, you be like, they have absolutely nothing. Like, it benefits them to talk about you, right?
Yeah. Wow.
To want to be you, to compare themselves to you, like, and I just be like, yeah, that's not worth my time.
Yeah. That's good. So y'all take notes.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
People will try to take you out your hookup all the
cup.
time.
Yes. Baby.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because we talked about the past, talked about the present, we talked about the future. We actually talked about the future overall. But let me ask you this, because you've been in Cleveland all your life, right? We know Cleveland has a reputation of not being a collaborative space. And you've been around, like you say, you travel, you've been in other cities and whatnot. With that being said, would you say, when it comes to collaborative effort in Cleveland, would you say it's changing? Or it's pretty much the same? Or what's your opinion?
I think it depends on the individuals, right? I think that collaboration is possible everywhere, right? It's people. Do you know that there's strength in working together, right? And everybody does not know that. I think the scary part is sometimes it's so much competition that we lack collaboration, right? I can't work with her. She doing this or da. And I don't have that mentality. I'm a great connector.
You really are.
I put people on all the time. I put people on. People don't know I put on.
Like, come on now, that's a flex right there.
I'm not. No, I mean, because the reality is, because I do it all the time, and like I can just follow you. I can be like, yo, you know what? So and so booked. Reach out to this person. Like, there's probably so many people that don't know. Like, I do actually mention them in rooms that they not in. And I don't do it for them to do it for me. I do it because I have access that a lot of people don't have in a lot of areas to put people on.
That's good.
But I'm also big on collaboration. I mean, Third Space, I love Third Space. I'm always like, yo, you need to do an event, do it at Third Space. Like, this is what they do. Black people in here, or I'm on the board of Work Enlighten Solutions, Project NOR, all things. That's the Instagram, the organization, and the project. And it's like, no, who can we work with to help spread this message about what the Black women experience is in Cleveland? So, I mean, I think my first mindset is always collaboration. Who can I work with? I don't even second guess it, right?
Yeah.
Because this message is going to go further. This work is going to go further.
Yeah.
We can do more. Our impact is greater. I don't know. Courtney covers collaboration. Courtney is a connector. Like, all of those things are really who I am. And I think that we would be further as a city if we did that more. I don't think that it's not happening. I think that it is happening in some areas, right? But I still think there's more room to grow. I look at it, and this is the thing. It's hard to compare to other cities because we're not other cities. We don't have the population. We don't have the resources. We don't have so much. However, one thing that a lot of cities get right is that the Black community supports the Black community. And I think that oftentimes that is broken here. Or it's, it ain't this person, or it's not that. It's like, no, it's all people. And I think the greatest thing, and I just talked about this at Futureland, is that bread aisle at the store, grocery store, and everybody always talks about it. There's so many loaves of bread. All the bread companies are making money. Like, Cleveland can be the same. I just hate that everybody wants to be in competition, because it's not like that in any other community. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I see them show up. I see them support. I see them follow each other. I see them, like, push each other. Like, I just wish we could get it right. it's not that it's not happening. I just think we got a long way to go.
And like I tell everybody on the podcast, I feel like we're part of a renaissance. Like I feel like in the last couple of years, I say all the time, I feel like the pandemic was like a reset, right, for our city or whatnot, because everybody's entrepreneur after when the pandemic happened, right?
Yeah.
And with that being said, like everyone was coming out like, okay, let's work together on this part. Me and the kids talk about it all the time. We tired of all the events in Cleveland. Like, let's do some events together. Because every time,
but that's because everybody want to do their own thing. Y'all listen.
Right.
It's
together.
you
That's what we
cannot.
saying.
One thing you can't do. You can't change people. You can't change people. You hope to change their mindset. You hope to educate them and share. But people do what they want to do. Yeah. People will have your same event the next day. You could have just came. We could have did something together. But at the same time, no, I don't want to work with everybody. You don't have. You can't work with everybody, right?
No, you cannot.
And I think that I've heard that too. Oh, she won't work with me. No, yes, no. You know what I mean? Like, no, because I mean, you got to be mindful who you attach yourself to, who you attach your brand to. And it's just you can collaborate without collaborating. You know what I mean? Like, what do you bring to the table that I don't bring to the table? How can we work together to do something else? Like, every idea is not a good idea. I think that, we need to have some real hard, honest conversation in Cleveland sometimes. I think people need real friends to speak into them or support them or tell them, like, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but I think
good.
Seriously, we've been talking about it, like heavy.
Yeah, because people will be like, "Oh, they won't work with me." Yeah, no. What are you doing? What have you done to build yourself up to where you are? Like,
come on now.
You know what I mean? It's got to make sense. Everything has to make sense. Yeah. But collaboration could be, okay, you own the space. Okay, well, maybe you host us. You know what I mean? Like, your uncle's a caterer. Maybe he provides the catering. Like, it doesn't have to be, everybody want to be the face. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. Everybody wants to be, and I think it's important when people know their role. Or what can you bring to the table? And then let's decide what this picture looks like. Then we paint the picture together.
That was my future last. What do you bring to the table when you're collaborating?
Yeah, because it's people will take.
Yeah.
And I had to shut down a lot of, like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. It's not benefiting me. It's benefiting you only.
Yeah.
What does that look like? That's not a partnership. That's not a.
Let me say that one more time.
Yeah.
But me and the kid, I think literally once a day, we like, another damn event. like, we like, and we get invited to so many things. It's like,
are you saying no? Are y'all saying no?
I'm tired. I barely.
If you see one of us out, know that you lucky.
You're not gonna.
People will, as I said, as long as you say yes, people will take. Yeah.
So let me ask you that. With that being said,
I don't let people take from me no more.
That's a good place to be. That's where you're supposed to be.
You will be drained.
Yes.
You will be so drained. Yeah. An event Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, like, no.
Yeah.
No. What else can we do? Yeah. What do you have next month? Like, you just can't do it, y'all. It's impossible. Like, we're still human.
Yeah.
We're running a business, but behind the business is a human, right? Like, rest. Yeah. Like, what? And I'm talking such a good game right now. Y'all, listen, because it took time to grow in this confidence to say no. No, I'm really not coming. Like, I'm not coming. Of course. And I'm like, no, I might come. I'm not gonna be like, no, she ain't coming. Like, no, I'm not coming. But I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna try to say no in your face sometimes. Yeah, but no, like that no button is so real. Yeah. No, hard no.
No, listen. And you know what's so funny? It's funny because like we got to get to this position to where we're a group of introverts. That's funny enough. Everybody like y'all got a podcast. We're introverts here, and it's funny we get invited to all these. We get invited to so many events, and it's like no.
So how do y'all determine what you take and what you don't take?
I think we determine based on I try to. I rarely come, and it's not easy. And I don't, because there are a lot of people that I like their brand. I like what they do. They support us. It's a lot of people that I like that I would like to come to their event. a lot of times I'm working, so that's my number one decision. A lot of times I'm working. And then number two, I have gotten to the point where, because I work a full-time job at the hospital, and I do this. So when we were talking earlier, and I said I have to sit still sometimes, and that's just to keep my mental together. I have to sit still. So it's more so about, are you up to being out tonight? Because I get invited to some wonderful events.
Yeah.
It's just about, are you up to being outside tonight? It's not about I'm going to push myself to go, because I'm not. If I have to push myself to go, I'm staying in. Yeah. But if I'm up to being outside tonight, and that could be any one of the people that I respect and that I, like I said, I like their brand. It's just about my vibe and my feeling for the most part.
And don't let it be no parking, baby. I'm turning right around. And there's no parking. I'm definitely not staying. Get me out.
Seriously.
You got two. I'm going to circle 2 times. I'm out.
2, I'm going to say 1 for me. I'm like, I tried.
Because
I would text them like, hey, I tried.
But that's so real, because people don't know, like, when you work all day, like how much energy you have left to get dressed, to reapply makeup, to change your clothes, to walk to the car.
Yes, come on now.
Yes, to get dressed.
I be like,
not easy.
I'm not there for one
I ain't got to do all
drink.
that.
But just the energy to do everything, it's like, it's just not that. It's not just get up and go. It's like, yo.
I'm not purposely not showing up to your event. I'm not purposely saying, oh, your event not down. None of that. It's just, it's capacity, a lot. Yeah.
So I'll say for me, like,
I've always been.
I'm like Batman.
I had to say.
You are a Batman for sure, sir.
No.
You are.
And I meant working. I didn't mean showing up. I meant working. Constantly working. So.
Yeah. Like I said, it's different for me. Because like, I think about for the brand, like as a whole, like, we got to show up at some events, right?
Yeah, me too.
I shake some hands. I kiss some babies, and I'm out like Batman.
You make your presence known.
I
was here.
I was from the alibi, like, hey, I was here at 7:05.
Somebody take a picture so you can prove that you were there. You
Take
gotta
no
have a
pictures.
picture.
Oh, you got it?
I just did this. And I can't tell what event it is, but people watching from Saudi, they know. I was like, but is it all the way over? It's the photographer's still going, the event is still going. Come get a few pictures, because I was here. Because you don't know what it took for me to show up even this late.
Come on now.
Because I got kids, and it's a school day, and it's a work night, and I pushed to be here, so don't tell me that I missed all of it. Because I'm here.
And then I don't want to show up to your event and it's written all over my face that I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah, she can't hide her face to save her life.
Because
you one of them?
After a couple
minutes,
your face? Yes, after a couple minutes, I'm like,
It's like, I look anytime something go wrong, I look in the kid like, all right, let me see her face and whatnot. It be plain as day. I'm like, oh no, oh man, it's time to go.
But that's a good team. Is like knowing to read the people you work with. Like, no, we gotta balance out. She gonna cut out. I'm gonna handle in case people want to talk. But like, that's the minute y'all have you got a good team that y'all know. Y'all respect each other.
Yes, we do. That's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a lot of teams that don't work well together.
We've definitely figured each other out for sure.
265 episodes, that's a lot of talking. That's a lot of figuring out. That's a lot of time together and events. Like
family at this
point. That's what I didn't even think about it like that. Like that, when you said the number, I'm like, that is a lot of episodes.
Y'all spend a lot of time together.
No,
y'all record
do.
once a week, right?
Yeah.
No.
Almost. Okay. We just got down to once a week.
We did, right.
This man had us recording twice a week.
Come on, man.
Sometimes 3 times.
Sometimes 3. 2 interviews per.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, y'all was okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Y'all was. Hey, but look where you are today.
That's right.
No, come on, that's right.
All right.
Sometimes
you gotta do 2 to 3 to get to 1 a week, and now y'all know, and it's refined, and it's a process.
Right. All right, we'll take that.
Yeah, Joe Jackson be working. You know what I'm saying? It won't be no Michael Jackson, all Joe Jackson. You know?
Well, what is the goal? So I would say this: I love the podcast because I just love giving Clevelanders a platform to share their journeys and like be able to go back and watch it and like know there's other people that you don't know. Like I remember this one page, like, oh my God, I don't know them. Oh my God, I know them. I want to know about them.
Right.
And for 265, like there's a lot of people that I'm not gonna know, but who do I want to eventually collaborate with, or where do I see a plug? And I just saw Honey and Spice, Honey and something. Somebody y'all.
Ginger.
Honey and ginger.
Yeah, ginger.
Yeah,
Honey and ginger.
and she came up to me in Futureland.
Oh,
and
love her.
Yes.
But the reason I remember
She
her
is so
was
beautiful,
from
too.
the pull-up. And I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
oh my
Come on
God.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut
And
up.
yes. But she was so sweet.
She is.
She didn't probably know that I saw her from there.
Mhm.
But I just love what y'all doing, and I think that this is important. I think that everybody is doing something that's important and making Cleveland greater and better, especially for entrepreneurs. And cheers to y'all.
Thank you.
Baby cup.
For this platform. Listen.
Baby cup.
Baby cup.
Baby
Baby
cup.
cup.
No, yeah. I mean, this is important. I think that too many times, I didn't really see somebody doing what I was doing before I did it. There was no path or way to figure it out. I think that it was social media was happening. It was like, oh, people doing this and doing that, but I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think for somebody who might want to do it, and like I said, I got I have so far to go. I'm not there, but like to watch and say, yo, no, I can make a living off of Instagram, or I can see that I can build a business without knowing. Like this was a passion project. Like I just didn't want people to leave Cleveland, and it became a full blown business. Like. And so I think people always chase the money, and I am very firm in like chase your passion, like, and the money will come.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's crazy. Like, you get older, you remember things that older people say. You like, don't chase the money. You're like, what, I'm chasing the money. Like, what I'm doing, and it's like, oh my God, no. It makes sense. Like, but you got to live a little. Like, we don't know. We don't have all the answers.
No, that's real.
That was
We still don't have
Brandon's
answers.
dream. That was his purpose. He wanted to, like he said, we're introverts, and we put it together to showcase those people that haven't been represented. Showcase those crevices in Cleveland that you don't see.
Yeah.
And it's fun for us. It's exciting because, like you said, you saw her. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have
I've seen
her.
a lot of people from here that I.
That's
Come on now.
we
That's my day
love
right
it.
there.
We love it.
No, I mean
We love
it's
it.
impossible to. I tell people this all the time when they talk about like having like top 40 events, all of this stuff. It is impossible to know every person in every different industry and think you know every. It's impossible. One person can't tie everybody. It takes somebody knowing somebody else knowing somebody else to be like.
Yeah.
And so y'all are giving access to people that you would not normally know about. Y'all might not be in the same circles. Y'all don't go to the same places. They're not in the same circles, or nonprofit or corporate. Like, it's impossiable. So this definitely shines light on a lot of people that would not have that platform too.
Yeah, we call it our community. It's our community because it's
Each one
a lot
teach
of
one
connections
lesson.
too. A lot of people connected. Yeah. So,
Me and Ashley, I don't know
that's
if
the
you guys
purpose.
ever came to Talking Taste back in the day, but me and Ashley started Talking Taste in 2013, and that was like, it was ahead of our time is what we've been told. But we used to have like a guest speaker come, and it was a forced networking event, and it's something we were really talking about bringing back because I think that's what Cleveland actually still misses out on. It's like a real networking, not like a networking event where everybody come with their friends and they sit at the bar, they drink. But I mean like, no, let's exchange business cards. What do you do? What do I do? How can we help each other? And I feel like that's still missing in Cleveland. And if we bring it back, that would be the reason. Because there's not enough one-on-one conversations about, all right, I'm looking for a videographer. Who in the room is a videographer, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing that enough. Like, you go to a networking event, you sit down and you drinking and you talking, you do the Tamia line dance and you leave. Like,
To me,
No, I'm
they-
saying-
Gotta have that.
no, but I'm
Gotta
saying
have
because
that.
it's not a
Gotta have
like,
that.
how do we work together? And I think our event is an event that still does not exist in Cleveland that we need to bring back for sure.
So we here to support when you do. So let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Ashley is really busy too. You should totally have Ashley on. You haven't had her, I don't think.
Ashley.
From Spaces, Element 13.
Oh,
Okay, listen.
yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
You DM tonight.
Yeah, no, I used to think there's a lot of people doing so well and so many that live here
Yeah.
but do work in other cities. And we don't love on them right. And then when they leave, they're like, oh, they from Cleveland. But when they was in Cleveland,
Nobody's giving them.
people don't
Come
give
on
them
now.
their flowers right.
True.
And I've seen that happen way too many times in Cleveland.
We got loving our people.
Yeah.
No, listen. And one of the things like I love that we do, like I said, we're disruptors, because like you see it. Well, back then, especially when we first started, it was real cliquish. Like this person over here was.
Do
over
you think
here.
it's real cliquish, Cleveland, or just
Well, I say in the past was in the past. In the past.
No, people still say that, so I'm just curious. I mean, I'm like, I think it's normal for people to who you know.
Yeah.
Yes, we've discovered that. We feel like we started it to, highlight so many people, and we have. We've highlighted a lot of people,
all the time, so that's why I'm
but we tend to do things with the same group of people because that's. We support each other, yes, and that's who we know, and that's who we, and we tend to I'm not gonna say gravitated towards, but we're in those networking situations. We've been networking with these people the most, so those are the people.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I think what people don't understand is that familiarity is a thing, right? It's natural. It's what people do. It takes somebody who is an extrovert or that's outgoing or that's really a hustler to be like, hey, this is who I am. To people who do not know you. Or it takes people showing up in spaces that they've never been in and making their presence known. I think there's a lot of friendship circles, but there's a lot of business circles. There's a lot of everything. I don't like that. But this is like I said, this is something I often have to combat. Is that Cleveland is too cliquish. Well, what do you do? What do people need to know about you? How are you presenting yourself and putting yourself out there so people know who you are? Yeah. That really boils my skin.
I got you.
To be like, it's a popular group, or it's a this group, or it's a that group. It's like, well, who are you? And are you making yourself known? Are you trying?
And it's my thing. What value do you add too? On top of that, people just want to assume like you should be part of this. Not saying this group, but what value do you add? You can't just be a person that I just want to be around everybody who's doing something. What value do you add?
Yeah, which is that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, so what you need to make yourself know, like, hey, my name is so this is what I do. Would love to show you my work, or would love to do something together. Like somebody thinking we all in one room and they over there in the corner and we leave. Oh, we didn't. We didn't even have a conversation. I don't even know. It was 30 people in the room. You know what I mean?
Be the one person like.
And usually it's more than 30 people. So to say 30 is kind of low, but it's like people who like firm on networking. I will walk in any room. Hey, my name is Courtney. Never met you before. Here's my card. Like I'm that person.
Yep.
So I don't really have sympathy for people who want to grow and be their best selves and want to work with certain people who don't take that step. Like, at some point, we got to get out of that shell. Like, either you want to work with people and get to know people, or you scared to talk.
Yeah, I'm
but
an
you can't have it
introvert,
both
but
ways.
you get me in a room, I'm going to tell you all about some wine, and I'm going to introduce and hand out my card and all of that. You got to do that for your business. You have
that elevator pitch, all of it. Like, I think people need to challenge themselves to say, am I putting my best foot forward? Am I doing all that I can to help myself grow in the rooms or around the people that I want to be with? What am I doing to set myself up? Because waiting for somebody to come to you is not happening.
Yeah,
right.
At all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, how about taking notes? Because and I think a lot of introverts will say, well, you the excuse of saying, well, I'm not very social. You better get social.
You
gotta be social.
Or you gotta have a friend that's social. Like, listen, hey, meet my girl.
Right.
Like the thing is, at this big old age, the excuses just have to be minimized. Like you wanna do something, And I think that so many people be like, I don't really talk in rooms like that. So you don't want to be in rooms like
ready.
that, right? Or
you're not ready to be in those
when you serious about what you're trying to do, you're like, dang, that person is here. I might not ever be around them again. Like, let me tell them what I do. Let me tell them I sell this soap out of the back of my car and just give them a jar of soap. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we have to
get out of it.
We got to get out of it. Stop waiting for somebody to save us and save yourself.
As a business person, you have to.
But I want to say I have sympathy for the introverts though. I will see the introvert in the room like I have a target I'm gonna hit that person up, so they be in the corner with their card like. I'm like,
Okay. No.
You said no. Said no.
Because they're in the room. So you came in the room with what goal?
Right. What are you doing?
Because everybody is not walking around the room like, hey, what's your name? Hey, what do you do? Like, so if nobody ever, like, it might be some people like you that might do that, but if nobody ever does that, you're going to be like, I came out and I didn't talk to nobody.
You got a point. No, you don't get no love.
No, it's not. I mean, because personalities are personalities, and that's fair. But then don't make your success contingent upon somebody else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's internal.
That's a whole
it's
bar
like,
right there.
no, like, you can't be like, oh, well, they never talked to me, or I was too scared to, like, then you created a fence, and then get out the fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
For sure.
I agree with that.
That's good.
At some point, you have to speak up for yourself.
You
And
said
I am
middle
very,
age.
I mean, it's different if we talking to college kids, and it's like, okay, I don't know how to start a conversation. I don't feel confident in that. I mean, but it's professional groups for that at this age too.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all. One thing I believe in. You gonna go as far as you want to go.
Wow. Okay.
Courtney.
I'm just saying. Listen, I've had hard conversations. I done talked to strangers.
Yeah.
Like, when it's something I want, I'm gonna go for it. Like, what's the worst thing gonna happen? No.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Come on now. Yeah.
I don't want to try it.
Very
All
true.
right, cool.
I know
We'll
it
go
gonna
somebody
kill you.
else. But they say
very
every
true.
10 no's and a yes.
Exactly.
Like,
That's all that can happen. Is
And you
no.
just gotta be so confident in who you are, and that your plan is already written. Like, whoever God want on your path, and for you to work with, like, whatever it is, like, it's already done. Like, you just gotta be you.
Yeah.
But you can't be you and be quiet.
That's true. It don't even go together.
Cannot.
It don't even go together.
But I mean, I get
love
it. It's a
this.
challenge for people
Yeah.
to be who they are not, right? But sometimes you gotta be who you are not to, like, get to that next level.
Yeah.
Man,
For
that's
yourself.
good. It's straight mass
Mama say
mode.
close
Listen,
don't get fed.
don't. Yeah. So
Truly.
I get extroverted for 5 minutes. Then literally, as you turn the corner, it's just.
but do you feel like you've opened up more? Like all the other introverts,
Yeah,
but
oh, for
you
sure.
feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
okay, so right, what experience?
Well, and let me say, at this point, I'm kind of fortunate. Like, thank God for the podcast. Because
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, people are like, I know you. I'm like, hey, you know, and then the conversation starts and whatnot. So I would say, like you said, it's no excuse because, like, I use a podcast for my advantage and whatnot. Like, unfortunately, though, like, people don't know, this is a network hack that people don't even know about, you know? How do you get on the rooms? Create the rooms,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I believe in that too.
Wow.
So, yeah. Ha, gotcha.
I'm not, but I don't want people to think I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm just saying it's okay to break out of your shell
Yeah.
or try.
No.
Or have a wingman.
You made
or have a
yourself
wingman.
clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have a
it
wingman.
made sense. It was real. It was real.
Because
Yeah,
I mean, it's
you
like
do.
this. Sometimes it's the quiet partner, but then you got the loud partner. It's like, yo, this what we do. He don't really talk.
Get that balance.
But we, yeah,
for
like,
sure.
Yeah,
that's-
how else are you gonna get out there if you don't put yourself out
Yeah.
there? You can't.
You wouldn't be sitting here if that wasn't the case or whatnot. I can't be like, hey, Courtney, hey, you might come on the podcast or whatever.
Right.
No,
She
no.
can't read your mindset. No.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And
No,
don't put it in my DMs because then I might not see it. But
No, that's
yeah,
real. Okay, so with that being said,
okay.
who would you love to collaborate in the future? I'm talking Target. I know some more Target watching this. Y'all need to hit up.
All
Courtney.
right, I
You
partnered
got
with
to-
Target.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Me and my son did a video for Dove at Target.
Okay.
Yeah, I said I've been blessed to do some amazing partnerships. I don't know. I would like to work with so many people. I don't even.
So who would like to work with in the future then? I know, right?
Oh, this is hard. I don't know, because what's scary is, like dream big, and then they have you like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So some things I just don't like put in the atmosphere. But, oh my God, who would I like to collaborate with? More women in Cleveland. That doesn't even have a name, right? And I must stay localized because, Courtney covers Cleveland is who I am, right?
Yeah.
And even if I travel other places, like Cleveland is always home.
Come on now.
And I just feel
I'm
like
talking to
there's
some.
so many women doing such great things. Yeah, that list could be endless, right?
Okay.
I love to meet women doing what they're passionate about,
Yeah.
learning how they got there, why they do it, how I can support them, and share with my audience for people to support them. I don't have it's hard. I can't even lie. I don't know Auntie Tab. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I can't. I don't want to throw. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
That's something I would sleep on for sure.
Okay.
And then I'll post it tomorrow. But no, I don't. That's such a good question. But I said, like, I've been blessed. Like, you know what I mean? I've done done stuff with the Cavs. You know what I mean? Like I've done so many amazing partnerships locally with a lot of big companies. I've got to work with McDonald's. Y'all, I don't know. I've worked with over 100.
I'm gonna say, I'm actually, have you ever counted all the partnerships you had?
No, but how I know is because in my media kit, there's just a frame for like maybe 50. So I always try to rotate some of them out. But like hotels, every hotel in Cleveland I can think of, I probably have partnered with. Even traveling different hotels. J. Crew, like I've worked with so many great people that I love. It's hard to, and then you be like, oh my God, I forgot to tell them I worked with these people. Like, I've been really blessed and fortunate.
Come on now.
I don't know.
That's good.
So real quick, when you said media kit, Brittany was looking like she knows what you're talking about. When you say media kit, what do you mean by that?
My media kit is like an overview of who I am. That's what's in my media kit.
Okay.
Like a brand will ask you, like, do you have a media kit? Now, I don't put my rates in my media kit, but some people do. I'll put like the services I can offer from hosting to social media kits.
Okay.
It includes my demographics, location, gender, age.
Okay.
There's an overview of who I am.
Resume.
Basically, and then limited but included like brands that I've worked with.
Oh shoot, we got up our media kit, y'all.
No, it's the thing. I mean, most places in the process will ask you for a media kit very early.
Okay.
And for the partnership, and even not like if I were to pitch, I would pitch my media kit for sure. Yeah, that would be, this is who I am. I mean, all of it is there. It's not unless they want to go to your Instagram page and see for themselves.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'll work on ours tonight, y'all.
I mean, I don't put I don't put numbers in mine, but some people do. I think that every brand has different budgets, so I've learned to ask them what their budget is, and then go from that. You don't want to cut you can cut yourself in half, literally. It's crazy. So I don't do that. But I mean, some people will tell you to do that. I do not.
That's good advice. So ask what the budget is before you be like.
I mean, yeah, that is a crazy part because I will be like, hey, thanks for reaching out. I would love to work with you. This is my media kit. I like to customize my proposals. I'm spending all my beans to my client's budget. Would you be willing to share your budget? Now, some people know that. Organizations will be like, yo, we don't. Just tell us your rate and we'll see. As opposed to share your budget. Some people, it depends. Some people don't. They'll be like, this is the max. Or I'll be like, oh, that's feasible. Or I'll be like, oh, actually my starting rate is here. And we go back and forth. But.
Okay. Well, Courtney, you kind of touched on this a little bit way earlier when you talked about legacy, of how you want people to remember you. So when it comes to legacy, just to kind of elaborate on it a little bit more, what would you like legacy to be for you individually, and what would you like legacy to be for business ventures such as Courtney Covers Cleveland and others?
I don't know. This is a good question. I would just like to be known as a person like you could never put in a box, right? Like I feel like people are always like, you gotta, you go to college, you gotta pick a major, you gotta do this. You have to pick something. And I knew early, like, I was never going to pick something. Like, I was never going to pick one thing. Like, I'm good at too many things to put myself in a box. And even in not having, like, a path that I saw, but being able to create my own, it was just like, no, I did what I loved. And I love TV, and I love social media, and I love family, and now I built a brand where Courtney Covers Motherhood, and my kids follow. So, like, just a person who just, like, went after everything she wanted.
Okay. That's fair.
Like, I think that is who I am, and I want people to know that, like, there was nothing that I couldn't do. Right?
Okay.
That's a great legacy, by the way.
Yeah.
And if I don't do it, then I tried it, right? Like, I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
Live a life of no regrets.
Yeah, like, and I want to be clear. There's a lot of error in all of this when you haven't seen it before and you're trying to figure it out by yourself. So I don't want anybody to think that this is just being... Do not think that this has just been a smooth ride. Like, social media is crazy. I've had crazy high months, then I've had a month of nothing. I've had, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. It's so unpredictable. Y'all know the algorithm changes, like, and you just got to be cool with whatever it is. And I feel like I do. I just be like, all right, whatever. Like, okay, I got to figure out something else. Thank God I have MLS and ESPN to balance out. That, but yeah, I think that just being like I did whatever I wanted to do.
Okay.
Real quick, what would you say the biggest lesson that you learned though, that you're able to apply going forward?
In what area?
Ooh, that's a great question. You got a lot of areas.
I mean, I think it's different. TV, life in TV and work in TV is completely.
Yeah.
I don't even think we really touched on that at all. But like, ooh, that's different. I mean, as a black woman, that looks different. As a woman in TV, in a male dominated, like all of that is a whole.
That's a whole different.
Another level of not even. You know what I mean? I've learned so much. I think. Knowing that you don't know it all is important in everything, right? There's somebody you can learn from. There's something you can teach yourself. Something I probably can Google on YouTube. But like, I think just much like a coach, like you got to be teachable, right? Like you have to, but you always have to have that hunger to want to know more and know that I'm in the industry that's ever changing.
Yeah.
And how do you keep up? How do you know that you're putting your best foot forward because you're learning? What's new? Like I'm not on TikTok. I am on TikTok, but I'm not really on TikTok.
Me neither.
Because it's something like some things I just not. But that's part of social media, like it. And all they'll tell you is that if you're not on TikTok, you're missing out on more and more money.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I hear.
So I'm saying like that is the part of this. Like I am failing in that area for sure. I'm failing in a lot of.
I think we millennials all are.
You're not the only one.
No, it's a lot of people making millions on TikTok though.
Wow.
Just being consistent and posting videos, like But yeah, I think that there's so much. Yeah, there's a lot of trial and error on this.
And you're right. We didn't get touched on the media on you being in TV because, like you said, I should have asked you because like when you get in the room and you only see yourself, so another person like yourself in a room full of people who don't like you. How does that make you feel?
It's different, right? What did Everett say this week? He said nobody can tell you where you deserve to be. And that just like shook me. Like, yeah, that's so right. Like, I'm here because I deserve to be here. Can't nobody else tell me that. Like, I'm not supposed to be in this room. And that's even if it's challenging. I mean, I think that I don't want to do that. It's different. Yeah. But that's no different from being like the only black girl in the AP class. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you just learn to value that. Like, I am who I am, and I'm here. And yeah, but I think that community is important. Having the right people around you, having the right mentors. I used to be so scared to work in sports as a woman because it was mostly guys. But then I found my allies in women who had been in my position or wanted to see me grow and do well. And I held strong onto them. Yeah. TV is just a different beast. It's a completely different beast from Courtney Covers Cleveland. I don't know. But, yeah.
I got you. Yeah, because, I mean, like I said, in my job, unfortunately, I never got, I had to sit down with HR, and I remember, and I asked, can I talk candidly, y'all? And I said to him, why is that? Because I'm black, I have to work on stories where it's black people and whatnot. And they kind of, oh, how dare you type word deal.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like I could work in any other store or whatnot. So now I'm in Brunswick.
You got what you asked for, right?
Yeah, I got what I asked for. Right.
Put me out here.
You're right on out there, buddy.
But I think that's good. You gotta advocating for yourself is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I mean, but it's polarizing because like you work with people like you, and then you be like, I can do more than just that, right?
Yeah.
And then you get in a room with other people, you like, it's kind of you feel kind of out of place. I'm just talking to speak for myself or whatnot. But like you said, the value you bring as yourself, even though you're in a room with other people, is different.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's in every area. Like, there's only one you. Nobody can be you or do what you do. Like, your voice, your presence, like, no. Who can be another Courtney Covers Cleveland?
Come on now.
There's one Courtney. Like, really? Like, what are you, like, but also he said, like, that mental battle is really with yourself before you enter the room. It's like, who am I? You know what I mean? Speaking confidently to yourself and knowing who you are, and I'm walking in that. And that's all areas, every job. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Did you want to take the last question, Ms. McGee?
The last question is, out of everything that you shared with us today on your interview, or maybe that you didn't, what are 3 things that you would like for our audience to take away?
Okay, let's see.
It can be something
But
that
it's
you
about
didn't
entrepreneurship.
mention.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
No. It can be anything. 3 things that you want people to take away.
Y'all
from
ask
your
everybody
interview.
this.
Yes. It can
Let
be
me
something you discussed
see.
or something that you may have felt like you left out that you want people to know.
There's so much to know about me. I don't know that we will ever cover it all. There's so much I want to do. I mean, I wrote a book. You know what I mean? I authored a book with my kids.
See, that's what we're saying.
I want you to buy the book, but I don't know that that's necessarily something that you take away from it. But I also like to know, like,
you can pop up. Listen.
no, you can really do anything. No, I just feel like you don't have, like, I don't have to be an author all my life. I wrote a book. I've accomplished that. You know what I mean? Like, I do believe that chase your passion.
Yeah, for sure.
The money will come, but you give so much of your time to job or whatever it is. Life is too short to be miserable, right? Chase your passion, and the money will come if you do it right. Let's see. Don't let anybody put you in a box. Whatever that dream is, no matter how many different industries it is, I mean, do it all until you know you can't. Right? I think that's important. I mean, everybody might try to do 5 things. You might not be able to do 5 things. You know what I mean? I do 3 things, and I can do all 3 things well, right? And that's separate from motherhood. And then, let me see. Family. Family is everything. Family and God, I put those together. I am very open that God is the center of my life. I am where I am. I have what I have because of Him. And everybody has their own faith, whatever you believe in, but that is my thing. In my family, nothing comes before them. Everything I do is for them. And that centers me and it grounds me. And on a rough day, my kid smiles, and my work, it all makes sense when I see my kids. So don't lose sight of how important your family is to everything that you do. Whether that's support, whether that's anything. Family is everything. So I think that's 3.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Oh, yes. We're so happy you sat down with
Yes,
us. For
we
sure.
appreciate your time.
So, one fun question the whole interview. Where people learn more about you, where can they get all they Courtney covers Cleveland?
They just have to follow me on Instagram because that is my most consistent platform right now. Or Facebook, but some people don't use Facebook. So Instagram for sure.
Okay.
Courtney covers Cleveland, Courtney Lynn C. Sir. But yes, that's where you guys can follow me. And yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So listen, as you guys are watching this, it will be right in the show notes. As you're watching this, boom, it's right there. So no reason why.
Follow me.
Yes,
ask me questions.
Yes.
Talk to me if you see me in Target.
Come on now.
Or anywhere at an event.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you.
No, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to do part 2. Okay, we're going to do a part 2.
Okay, well, let me
Yeah, we'll pull up on you.
That's right.
No, who was somebody that y'all enjoyed interviewing that dropped a lot of jewels that you feel like I'll never forget this interview?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I mean, 265, that is hard.
65. Mine was Larice Purnell.
Okay, Larice,
He's
love
probably one
Larice.
of the few that actually had me in tears. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did cry.
I cried. Yeah.
You did.
Yep.
You, I'm about to say for you've been since the beginning, so you don't.
Yeah, she can go way
back.
way further
Way
back. Take
back.
you back into time.
Well, but you don't put you on spot live. Y'all can tell me afterwards.
I
That ain't what my interview. But let me tell you, but that's important because that means that it stuck out. Like you didn't think about it. That means like there's a lot of people that you probably, but when you have one that's like, nah, above all, like this is one, this is, you can tell like it tugged at your heart and really made an impact.
Definitely.
So yeah.
I would say Bashir for me. The reason I said Bashir because that was the first interview he did since losing the campaign, and he actually apologized to Bibb in our interview. And I promised, we gonna go viral, y'all. We can go viral, but it was still good because he literally
had an impact.
It's an impact.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. And he is on record our longest interview ever.
For sure.
Because he went for 3 hours and whatnot, but he was getting everything off his chest and whatnot, so it was very impactful.
Okay.
So do I have to answer this?
No, you don't have to answer.
No,
You
it
don't
did
have to
leave
answer.
you out the loop.
No, it's okay. You can tell when the camera
Okay,
stops
it's
rolling.
okay.
Girl.
Okay. Thank you. This was great.
No, thank you, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Yes, y'all called me in between trips.
Hey, when I
Fly
seen
out on
Courtney,
Friday. I was like, listen, I'm here. You got a few days.
perfect timing too. I was like,
He had a team meeting.
right, I did, yeah.
Literally a team meeting.
Oh,
Right after
I thought I
celebration.
could
Like,
do it.
hey, can we?
Yeah, listen. I was like, that's what I get. That's what I
Like,
got.
what you up to
Yes.
now, Brandon?
Yeah.
So,
I think the interview is an interview that we never showed.
Aunt Jones? Oh, get out of here. Okay.
Deep.
Interview that was, yeah, Deke. Because I feel like not everybody knows how much interactions that he's had throughout the city with different people, with different businesses, with
The
different
episode
things.
never aired.
The
Wow,
episode
lost
that
out,
never
huh?
aired, yeah. that
Maybe
was
part
a
of
good
documentary.
one.
All
Hey,
right.
we're gonna
Well,
get
I
him
won't
to do it.
ask
We
any
gonna
questions
get him
about
to
it.
do it.
But when I say
Right,
Deep,
right.
people be like, "Oh my God, you really know him." Yeah, I know him from back. when I
Yeah,
was
when you
little.
said Deke.
Yeah, well,
When
because
you said
when they
Deke.
say Aunt Jones, I only think about his Instagram page. But yeah,
Deke from back
back
in the day. Yeah.
What's different names to tell you where you know people in their journey, right? Okay, well, thank you.
No, thank you, madam. So, real quick, y'all, we got to pay some bills. November 10th, guys, we will be having our last Let's Talk About a panel with the beautiful Nakia Hudson, who will be moderating and whatnot.
Yes,
We'll be
yes,
covering
yes.
mental health and entrepreneurship. We have an amazing panel of therapists, those in the mental health services, those entrepreneurs who are literally going to talk to you about how they handle mental health entrepreneurship, because right now we live in a time where anxiety is at all-time high, stress is at all-time high, just being overwhelmed is at all-time high, and we're going to talk about it, you know. Not only that, we'll have actual service that you can take advantage of there also. So last panel of the year, we want you there, and if you just are going through, we want to see you, okay?
Yeah, we want to make a safe space. We want to make a
Absolutely.
safe space for everybody so that, you know, we have everybody on and we try to talk about everything and be as candid as we possibly can and be as organic as we possibly can. But we do understand as entrepreneurs and as business owners, we get stressed out. We get stressed out a lot, and we want to make a safe space where we can share.
I'm coming. Sign me up.
Yes.
Sign me up. Anxiety, stress,
for real.
all of it.
Let's talk
I'm being
about
dead
it.
serious.
No.
We didn't talk about it, but it's real.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Running a
saying.
business
We
is a lot of
are
work.
trying to make a safe space where we don't have to put on the air. We don't have to make it seem like everything is okay because we know that everything sometimes is not okay. So be there. We want to see all of you, all 265 guests and more. We want to see everybody there. We want to make that safe space for everybody for sure.
And let you know you're not alone in that.
Yeah.
So that's November 10th at the 4B show at 3 o'clock, so please get your tickets now. Also, guys, December 6th. Yes, guys, December 6th, we will be at the Kappa House. We're doing a lot on that day. We're having we're celebrating our alumni, because now Courtney's alumni, by the way. You know, we're having
gang.
Yeah,
You gotta do like this. You gotta do like that. That's the Brandon there. That's the Brandon pull up.
Y'all got me out here.
Yes. We're celebrating that, and then we're also having a great way of networking. What better way to network somebody than playing spades? And we're not talking about we ain't doing the whole, but everybody like we gonna somebody gonna get shot. We ain't doing all that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We're not.
I hope not.
We're not doing all that. We're literally making the best 2 out of 3 games, and the caveat is that you can't know the person, so you're going to be playing with a person that you don't know.
Oh, that
Playing
is
spades.
dangerous. That is very dangerous.
Yeah,
Very
it's different,
dangerous.
right? It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
You can't just play with anybody.
But the
Not
concept is
spades.
this. It's the concept. The concept is that if you can play spades, then you can do business together, right? No? Okay, all right. We'll work on it. But yes, it's
Okay.
a spades
I see
tournament.
where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
I'm going with that,
That's
you know.
where you're going.
And you want to know the
Pause
shot.
like that, like.
Listen.
You want to know the shot,
Are
but
you
yeah.
reneging? Are you underbidding? Like, what does this look like?
It's a problem
I need to get to know you. Yeah.
Right. We no longer doing business.
Right. Business
Definitely
ideas,
cannot.
scraps.
Yeah, so we got that going on, guys. And we were partnering with the Urban League, Young Professional Urban League, the Pink and Black Honors, and 2 Fly Games. And it's going to be a great event. So please get your tickets for that when we drop that soon. I'm talking over to Brittany.
All right, you guys, and make sure you guys tune into my podcast.
Yes.
Home.
Yes.
Again, giving you guys great relational advice, having great guests on. Courtney, I'm about to get you home. And we are just taking topics, expounding on them. And again, the overall goal is that it creates a positive change for you. If you can learn from our story told, we know it was a story well told on Beauty Told. And I can't wait to see you guys there.
All right.
And lastly, guys, we just got done doing our panel at the Futureland. Yes, guys. So we are just not just a podcast anymore. Now we can teach you how to create your own. Not only can we teach you, we can do it for you, produce it for you, and do all that and above or whatnot. We have an amazing team of amazing people who can help you produce it, edit it, show you how to interview, show you how to schedule. Do me a favor, watch out for that. We're going to start teaching on that. And then also in the show notes, we have Steve who can shoot it. We have Bree who can edit it. We have Michelle who can schedule it. We have Brittany who can show you how to do it because she's doing it right now. And then if you want to know how to place your products in podcasts, the key is there for you. So listen, do me a favor, patronize the amazing people on this team today. Lastly, guys, 265, road to 300, it is here. And once again, like Courtney said, we're doing something that hasn't been done in this city that I don't know about. If anybody doing it, let me know or whatnot. But I wanted to remind you that as of right now, we're at 7.9 million views, 17,000 subscribers. And I'm saying that not to brag, but to let you know how the power of just doing it or just starting can start from one thing and grow to something bigger, okay?
Yes.
So we just want to thank everyone who watches, subscribes, likes, shares. We can't thank you enough. And guys, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
265.
Oh my God.